The North American continent witnessed only one place where the relentless 19th century frontier expansion not only paused but momentarily retreated: Texas. Among the tribes that not only resisted colonization but also emerged as a formidable power during that era were the Comanches. This tribe cultivated an extraordinary culture where boys learned to hunt and ride at a very young age, maturing into warriors by their mid-teens. Their remarkable military prowess was intrinsically tied to their unparalleled mastery of the horse. The Comanches could achieve feats with horses unmatched by any other tribe, utilizing them for buffalo hunting and warfare. Renowned for their fierce disposition, the Comanches dominated the southern plains at the peak of their power, conducting raids on other tribes and settlers alike. In these incursions, enemy adult males were typically killed. The Comanches' methods instilled deep fear among their adversaries, often leading to battles fought to the death. Infants and small children were frequently killed, while older children between 3 and 10 were often taken captive. Women faced grim fates. Many were taken captive or killed, while some endured violations before being killed or held as prisoners. Captives brought back to their camps often suffered horrific torture, including bodily mutilation, fire-based torment, or collective abuse. Such relentless aggression drove many tribes to abandon the southern plains altogether. For instance, the Tonkawa tribe faced near annihilation at the hands of the Comanches, with surviving members later serving as scouts for the U.S. Army, aiding efforts to track their long-standing adversaries. Even before the arrival of Anglo-American settlers, the Comanches posed significant challenges for the Spanish colonists and the Plains Apaches in Texas. They rode across the southern plains, hunting buffalo and launching raids. The Plains Apaches bore the brunt of these attacks and were forced from their native territories, eventually resettling in New Mexico, Arizona, and far western Texas. Conversely, the Kiowas formed a strategic alliance with the Comanches, often joining them in both warfare and hunting expeditions. The first recorded encounter between Spanish settlers and the Comanches occurred in early 1758 when a group of mounted warriors, unfamiliar to the Spanish, drove off herds of horses grazing between San Antonio and a mission established to convert the Apaches. Tensions escalated when the Spanish were seen aligning with the Apaches, prompting a raid by approximately 2,000 Comanches on Mission San Saba, which was defended by just 35 men. The raiders, a coalition of Comanches and their allies, painted their faces in striking red and black patterns, wielding an impressive array of weaponry that included European muskets and armor alongside their traditional lances, bows, and arrows. The confrontation was swift and brutal. Overwhelmed by sheer numbers, the Spanish defenders were slaughtered. The victorious Comanches claimed scalps from the fallen soldiers, waving their bloody trophies in triumph. They looted the mission and set it ablaze, marking the beginning of a series of violent clashes between the Comanches and settlers. In the years that followed, the settlements in the region became grimly familiar with the devastating impact of a Comanche raid, which often resulted in the loss of horses, mules, and captives. Throughout the 18th and early 19th centuries, Comanche raids focused primarily on Spanish and Mexican settlements and ranches in Texas until the 1820s. One of the most infamous incidents occurred in 1836 when 9-year-old Cynthia Ann Parker was abducted during a raid in North Texas. She was tied to a horse and taken to the plains, where the Comanches resided. Over time, Cynthia became fully integrated into Comanche society, marrying a respected chief and bearing 3 children, including Quanah Parker. Quanah would later rise to become one of the most renowned Comanche leaders and the last free chief of the tribe. By the mid-1800s, the Comanches expanded their raids deep into Mexican territory, reaching as far as the outskirts of Mexico City. They often struck during the Comanche moon, taking advantage of the full moon's light to enhance their visibility during nighttime raids. Among their most notorious actions was the Great Raid of 1840. This raid was a direct response to the tragic Council House fight of spring 1840, during which Texas officials attempted to detain a Comanche peace delegation in San Antonio as the two sides negotiated peace and a prisoner exchange. The attempt to arrest the delegates escalated into a bloody skirmish that left 35 Comanches, including 12 chiefs, dead. The Texans also captured 30 Comanches, mainly women and children, while suffering their own casualties of 7 killed and 8 wounded. The betrayal ignited outrage among the Comanches, leading Chief Buffalo Hump to organize a massive retaliatory strike. Approximately 500 warriors swept through South Texas, devastating the towns of Victoria and Linville, leaving 25 Texans dead and setting settlements ablaze. The chaos only deepened during and after the Civil War. On one side, an expanding industrialized society sought to push the frontier westward. On the other, fiercely independent native tribes held dominion over vast stretches of land. The violence and instability were so severe that many settlers abandoned their claims, retreating eastward. The once relentless westward expansion was now being reversed, halted by the formidable war-making prowess of the Comanches. This relatively small, yet fiercely determined group terrorized the Southwest, forcing many settlers west of San Antonio to seek refuge in the city, then the largest in Texas. After years of devastation and conflict, the U.S. government would eventually take decisive action to confront the Comanches and their dominance over the region. In 1871, the U.S. Army dispatched Civil War veteran Colonel Ronald S. McKenzie with a crucial mission: to end the resistance of the Comanches, who controlled the vast expanse from west of San Antonio through the uncharted Llano Estacado, reaching into the Texas Panhandle. The Comanche survival was deeply tied to the buffalo, which provided them with food, clothing, and other essential resources. Recognizing this, settlers began systematically exterminating the buffalo, striking at the heart of the Comanche way of life. Deprived of their primary sustenance, the Comanches were severely weakened. Over the next several years, the U.S. Army engaged the Comanches and their Kiowa allies in a series of brutal confrontations known as the Red River War. This campaign ultimately led to the defeat of the tribes, forcing them onto a reservation in Indian Territory, now modern-day Oklahoma. Thank you for watching the video until the end. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any new videos from us. What do you think about today's topic? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found the video helpful, feel free to share it with your friends and family. We hope you had a great time. See you in the next video with even more exciting content. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out.